Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and we are in the final hour of the trading day. We are also in the final day of the trading week. This has been a wild week, lots of volatility. I hope everyone is staying safe out there. The last hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because during the day you have the algorithms and you have the day traders. They're the ones in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take over. They're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology. And I consider the closing prices to be the most valid prices as far as making your buying and selling decisions. So thank you all for coming today. It's really nice to see everyone. I always look forward to this time of the day. I'm grateful that we have such a great group with so many great contributors and so many great comments. And I just appreciate you being here. So thank you for being here today. All right. Well, Tale of Two Cities. Yesterday, big day down. Today, big day back up, like nothing happened. Dow Jones is currently up 255 points, up 0.75%. The NASDAQ is up 219 points, up 1.58%. And the S&P is up 49 points, up 1.20%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, I did have a couple day trades today that I will share with you. After that, we are going to go over and take a look at the board. We're going to take a look at some of my students' positions, and we're going to see how those are doing. I see a lot of green over there. Then we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, most important part of trading, most important skill that you could ever develop and hone is the skill of following your trading plans and not letting the emotions interfere with following your trading plan. So I like to touch on that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. The first requirement is I need to have a good confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. If I'm risking $100 to the downside, I need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside to make it worth it. And then number 3, just make sure you have a complete trading plan for any new trade that you take. Are you position sizing for volatility? Do you have an emergency stop? Do you know where your end of day stop is? Do you know where your intraday profit targets are? Do you know where your overhead resistance levels are? Do you have a good trailing stop plan in order to lock in profits if the market starts going against you? So you need a complete trading plan. So those are 3 of my requirements: confluence, combination of indicators, good risk to reward ratio, and a complete trading plan. And if I find something that fits my criteria at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the close of the day, I'm happy to do that as well. Just put them in the live stream, put a little emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive. And then lastly, if there are any new entries or exits that my students have today for the board, if you could please wait until the close of the market before you tell me about them. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get those updated. Okay, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Lova is here. Nice to see you, Lova. Hope you are having a good day. I appreciate you spending the time here and making the effort. It's nice to see you. Kamal is here. Hello, Greg and all. Hello, Kamal. Good to see you. Appreciate everything you do for this channel, Kamal, and also appreciate your friendship very much. Thank you. Dan says, happy Friday, Greg and everyone. Hello, Dan. Happy Friday to you as well, my friend. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Always an honor, or always a privilege to have you here, Steve. I mean that, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. Steve says, hello, traders. 1 hour until the weekend and an escape from the screens. That sounds good to me. This has been a week. Frank is here. Hi, Frank. Good to see you. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel as well. Hope you're having a good day. Jatin is here. Nice to see you, Jatin. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. Lilia says, hi, Greg and everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you, Lilia. It's nice to see you. Lova says, BK 520 cross, return to value, then 5 days sideways, broke above the 50 RSI, 50 SMA below. All looks good, but it's lacking a true V1, V2, or 520 trigger. Maybe good enough? I don't know. Let's take a look. I do see a 520 crossover here. That does look legitimate. Under 50, over 50. Yeah, it looks good. That actually looks good. I don't know how that back test. But it looks fairly good. But I don't know how it back tests. That's kind of a big thing. Leva says Lazar. L-A-Z-R. Looks like a big trend reversal has started. Yes, looks like that way to me. Broke through the 200 SMA. MACD went positive. Support looks to be at the negative 30 ATR channel. Risk to reward questionable. Yeah, it looks pretty good though. It does look pretty good. I mean, it did reject the 50 RSI, it looks like already today. For me, that's not a requirement on an under over 200. But MACD did go positive. Nice clean break above the 200. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly is V1 from last week. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me, Lova. Ellis is here. New guy. Hey, Ellis. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. Jatin says NVDA. Good weekly retest of the structure. Yeah, I mean, we had the big bar up on the weekly last week. Now we've come back down. We've tested halfway. That's how I look at it. It's a little high. We did reject the second ATR channel. Let's look at the daily. Daily caught support at the -1 ATR channel. Looks okay. I mean, for me, this would be a good risk to reward ratio because you're buying, I mean, right there. And if I get any close below halfway of this big bar up, that would be my stop. Not too bad. Gary is here. Nice to see you, Gary. Hello, Greg and group. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. VIX with the 1-for-4 split, reverse split. Yeah, I saw that. I looked at the VIX the first thing and I saw it was up, like 40 points. I was like, what? I didn't know what was going on, but I kind of figured it was a reverse split unless the world was ending. But yeah, the VIX is, on my charts right now, if we look at the VIX on the, you see how it just gapped up, but it didn't really. It's because they did the reverse. Did the reverse split. And my chart should account for that. So it's not up 303%. It's just you got 4 times fewer shares, but at a higher price. So it's all the same. Okay. Let's take a look. Current positions. All right, Gary and I bought silver with the return to value sideways motion V2. I bought it at 49.36. It's currently 46.34. Is up nicely on the trade. It's up 5.27%, but it is down this week. I have had this for 2 weeks. No profit targets yet. I'm looking at this 50.65 level on the RSI. If it closes under 50, I will sell half of my position today because that means it had gone above 50 and then closed back below, which is a warning sign. So if it does close below 50, I will take off half of my position. My end of day stop, or my end of bar stop, is halfway of the washout bar down here at 40.90. But again, if this does close under 50 today, I will go ahead, lock in profits on half of my position. Budweiser up nicely today, up 0.47%. I did buy this along with Johan, Frank, Gary, and David. We bought Budweiser with a higher low V2 on the monthly bar while MACD was positive. I bought it at 62.91 at 70.56. It is up 12.27% so far this month. So it's been a really good trade. I did hit one profit target here at 67.55. I have another profit target up here at 72.35. So we'll see whether or not that can keep going and I can hit that second profit target. But we'll see. But up 12.27%, so pretty good. CVS. All right. I did buy CVS with this false breakout to the downside. V2 at 74.61. It has moved up nicely. It is up to my trailing stop level. I have been taking profits along the way. I am looking for a close below the previous day's low as my trigger to get out of half, but so far that hasn't happened, so I'll just keep with the trade. Gold. All right, I did buy gold back here at 162.75 with the 520 crossover, moved up nicely, took some profits, came back down, then we closed below the 5 and the 20. That's my signal to get out of half because that was the signal I used to get into the trade, but I did keep half. Moved up nicely, moved past my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Then we had a close below the previous day's low. I sold half there. Kept moving up, hit some profit targets. I did get above 65 RSI. And now I will be watching gold to see if it closes below the 5 EMA today. If it closes below the 5 EMA today, which it is right this moment, but at the end of the day, I will go ahead, sell all gold, and lock in profits. Goldman Sachs. All right. David and myself bought Goldman Sachs with a 520 crossover, higher low V2, bought it at 335.28. Moved up nicely, took some profit targets. Here again, we have a close below both the 5 and the 20, the two moving averages I used to get into the trade. I had to, as a precautionary measure, get out of half, but then it moved up, went down. Today, up nicely. Two profit targets, one at 334.65 and one at 338.45. So anyway, so far so good. Nothing I have to do with this one. IBB. Steve, Tracy, and myself did take IBB here at 154.50 with the 530 EMA crossover. Went up nicely yesterday, hit some profit targets. Did not quite get to my profit target today. Got very close, but it is up 0.51% and it is up on the trade. ILMN, I took ILMN yesterday with a 520 cross. I took it at 408.58. It's currently 415.14, up 1.65%. So that's a nice little move and did hit one profit target at 415.12. Light finally started working for Lilia and I. Return to value. This is on the weekly. Return to value. Sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, and a V1. Bought here at 91.74. It's currently 94.39, up 1.29% this week, and up about 2.91% on the trade. This one looks fine. I don't think I'm going to have to do anything with that. Merck. All right. Jonathan and I did buy Merck higher low V2 at 77.42 on the weekly while MACD was positive. Did hit one profit target already this week at 78.79. It's up on the week 0.61%. So I will sell half of this today because it is rejecting the 50-day moving average. I hope that makes sense. Let me make sure I have that in there. Yeah. But when I take a higher low V1, V2, if it rejects the 50 moving average, whether it's on the daily or the weekly or the 5-minute, that's a warning sign. So if this does close under the 50, I will sell half and lock half profits in. SPY had a decent little overnight SPY trade. I bought it yesterday at the close at 412.27, had a little gap up, 412.82. So not a big overnight gain, but an overnight gain nonetheless. And then Verizon, I did short Verizon because we had a double top with a bearish divergence. Here's the highs, high green, we pulled back to red. We went and tested those highs with no green. That means we're in a double top bearish divergent situation, but I still needed the trigger. The trigger was a rejection of this previous high and the V1. I shorted at 58.26 and it's just been down, down, down ever since. I did hit one profit target this morning at 56.97 and now it's reversed back up. I'm inclined to just go ahead and lock in the profits on this short trade. It rejected the 200-day moving average, plus it has a V1. It could continue down, but this was a nice 2-day short trade, and so I will be covering this today at the end of the day. All right, Apple. I did have 2 trades on Apple today. These are day trades. First trade was this morning, right out of the gate when we had this close above the 200-day moving average. I felt like it gave me some good, gave me a good risk to reward ratio. Volume increased on the bar that I bought it, so I bought it at 133.06. Next bar went cruising up. I sold half at 133.31. Didn't do anything here. We rejected the 2 ATR channel twice, and it was a bit of a doji. I sold another half of a half here at 133.55. Then I was just waiting for a close below the previous day's low. It just kept going up and up and up and up and up. Here it got at the 3rd ATR channel. I decided to sell another half of a half here at 134.33, and then finally we got it closed below the previous day's low. So this was all in all a pretty good trade. In at 133.06, out at 133.31, out at 133.55, out at 134.33, and out at 134.38, and then I was done with that trade. And then here I saw a good opportunity for a short. We had this V1 to the downside on a lot of volume. I wanted to see if we could wait and if we could rally back up to about halfway before we failed. I didn't wait quite half, but I got in at 134.39. I shorted at 134.39. And it did what it was supposed to do. Came right back down. I covered half at 134.64, but then it went right back up to my entry point where I just got out break even. So I got out break even on one half of the position, and on one half of the position I made from 134.93 down to 134.64. So that's that. Yuvar is here. Nice to see you, Yuvar. Jatson said even Amazon looks good somewhat. A flag and pull. Let's look at Amazon today. Up 56 points. Yeah. Rejected the -1 ATR channel. We're back above the 5, the 10, the -1. So earnings next week, I guess. That's going to be a big earnings week. We're going to have to watch out for that. Steve says DT has a new 520 crossover today. Let me go ahead and put that on the list then, Steve. Okay. DT. Yes, it does. So let me do a little math here. And thank you for that, Steve. And I put that on the list for us to take a look at. All right, Frank has a poem. Always like this. This is great. Let's see what it says. Risk is premium paid. It's the price that's built into every trade. Manage that risk and you won't be afraid because the risk you take on, you've already weighed. Oh man, how good is that? Yeah, it's so true. I mean, if you already know what your maximum allowed loss is on any one trade, well, you should be okay with the worst case scenario. It should be an amount that is not going to destroy, it's not going to wreck your trading account, just a small amount. I risk about 0.5% of any one trade on any of my capital on any one trade. So, in the worst case scenario, if I hit my emergency stop, I risk 0.5% of my capital. It's fine, it's not going to destabilize me. But that's what I get from this poem. Risk is premium paid. It's the price that's built into every trade. Manage that risk and you won't be afraid because the risk you take on, you've already weighed. I mean, how good is that? I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic, Frank. My gosh. Just wonderful. Just wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, let me sell this here. And that. Oh, sorry. And that there. Okie dokie. GNRC, Steve says, also has a 520 crossover. Let's take a look. Does it? 324.43. Oh, yes, it does. All right, so let me write that one down as well. All right, GNRC. All right, got that on there for later also. Frank says, thank you, Greg and Dan. You are welcome. That's just a beautiful, lovely, wonderful poem. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Let's start off with Steve and Tracy buying INDA with the rejection of the 6th ATR channel, bounce near the 30 RSI and the V1. They bought it at 39.56. It's currently 40.04. It's up 0.53% today, and it's also nicely up on the trade. So congratulations, Tracy and Steve. Quad bought EXPE at 173.98 with the 520 crossover, moved up nicely, came back down, but it's rallied strong there. So up 1.16% and up on the trade as well. CGC, Tracy bought CGC Canopy Growth at 27.15 with the bounce off the 200-day moving average. It is at 27.53. It's up 3.69% today and up on the trade. Nike, nice little trade here from Steve Burns with the deep dip buy, rejection of the 200-day moving average with the good risk to reward ratio at 126.90. It's 130.12, up 0.73% today and nicely up on the trade. Steve and David bought you back here at 97.90. Higher low V1 rejection of the -1 ATR channel, bought at 97.90. Steve bought here at 101.86 with the 520 crossover. It is currently 102.87. So both Steve and Dave are up on the day and nicely up on the trade. Spotify. David bought Spotify at 290, 280 with the 1030 crossover. It's currently 284.72. It went down. Big day up today, up 7.348%, but still a little bit down on the trade. ELY, Frank bought ELY at 27.75. It's currently 29.45. It's up 1.06% today and nicely up on the trade as well. Nvax. All right, Frank bought Nvax all the way back here at 135, more than doubled. He sold 90%, kept 10% as a runner for funsies. It has come down and went up and down and up, but regardless, the 90% was near a double. The 10% is a trailer, but still up on the money. And last but not least is Beyond Meat. Looks like David bought Beyond Meat at 137.28. It's currently 131.51, down 0.97% today, and also down on the trade. So, all right. So everything looking good, really. Everything looking amazing. Let me do a quick check. All right, so what I'm watching for today, I'm watching AGQ to see if it closes under 50 RSI. If it does, I will sell half. And I'm also watching gold to see if we close below the 5 EMA. If we do, I will go ahead and just get out of the trade on that. Okay. Jatin says, I feel we can see a rally in NASDAQ today till 14,070 by closing. Let's see. Yes, let's see what happens for sure. Ava, good to see you, Ava. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Ava says, happy day, Greg and everyone. Happy day to you, Ava. Steve says, KMX currently has a 520 crossover. It does. And I have that on my list as well. And that's Carmax. Excuse me. All right, so the main things I'm looking at today, AGQ on the weekly to see if we fail the 70. Looks like it might hold. You never know. Gold, looks likely that I will be taking all of gold off right now. Not right now, but at the end of the day. Okay. Looks like SPY's making a new high on the day. This is all good stuff. All right. Hey, where did my... Oh, I guess I didn't put that over there. Shame on me. All right. So listen, trader psychology time. This is from our good friend Steve Burns from the New Trader Rich Traders group over on Facebook. If you haven't come over and applied for that, let's do that. But you know, Steve, I talk about Steve's post quite often because he has such great things to say in his post. But I saw this, you know, it's a little kind of funny and a little in jest, but it's true. You know, who wants to earn? Everyone has their hands up. Who wants to learn? No one has their hands up. You know, I mentioned this yesterday, but you know, there's a lot of services or channels that give their picks and so forth, and it's fine. You see what picks I take every day, but honestly, I would feel a whole lot better about things if you were to learn yourself and did not have to rely on everyone. I know a lot of you do. Can analyze the charts yourself, and that's fantastic. But, if I didn't have the podcast tomorrow, would you be able to go out and analyze all this stuff for yourself? I hope you would, but that is really my goal for everyone, is to be able to be self-sufficient, be able to analyze the charts, analyze the risk to reward ratios, position size for volatility, all the stuff we talk about. But yeah, everyone gets in line to want to earn, but I want you to learn, right? You can do that by watching this channel. You can do that by taking my course on Udemy. You can do that by reading any and all of Steve Burns' books that he has available on Amazon. But it's a nice feeling when you don't have to rely on anyone and being self-sufficient. So, put the time in, study, get yourself a complete trading plan so that, I love to see everyone here, but if I didn't have the channel tomorrow, I would hope that you could analyze the chart without anyone's help. So, make it a goal to keep studying and to be self-sufficient. But I really like this. Who wants to earn? Yay, everybody. Who wants to learn? Not so much, right? So thank you, Steve. This was a good reminder. Appreciate that. It was helpful for me to learn, not to learn. It was helpful for me to look and kind of make the point here to the group. Just, keep learning, keep improving, keep moving forward. And when it comes to trading, you need to be self-sufficient so you don't have to rely on anyone. Okay. All right, so we moved through all that pretty good and pretty quickly. Steve says NIO has a 520 crossover. Yes, it certainly does. Ooh, that V1 off of the 200-day moving average would have been a nice trade, wouldn't it? Shopify for Kamal. I haven't looked at Shop for a while. Good risk to reward ratio there. Rejected the yesterday's low, created a little bit of a V1. More importantly, rejected the 200-day moving average. The big down bar yesterday concerns me because we'll probably be looking at a little bit of a halfway move up there, but let's look over on the weekly. Weekly is okay. It looks like it has a 520 crossover. I think it's okay. I'm a little concerned about that big bar though. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and group, a wee bit late. Good to see you. Better late than never, Jonathan. I'm looking forward to our call on Sunday. Ava says, GT breaking out of a tight consolidation. The Goodyear Tire Company. Yes. That's the consolidation that we're talking about right there. Big move up out of there. Very nice. Give me 1 second. Yeah, not too shabby at all. SIVB did great after earnings on the chart. I think I looked at that earlier. SIVB. Oh, wow. Yeah, a little extended for me there, though. WGO. Winnebago. Trying to break Downward sloping trend line. Yep, there it is. There's the trend line. Not there yet, though, at least how I look at it. Jackson says, this is so great. It's like you learn and then remove the L, but the fact the stock market attracts you in the fantasy of earning, and eventually without learning, we fail. That's great. Love. Love is good. Southwest Airlines. I do not like the length of the bar down yesterday. I mean, it's up today, but I don't like the big V1, and I would feel like it would fail right about there. Jadson says, NVDA trying to engulf yesterday's candle. Bullish engulfing bar would have to go below and above. Kamal says JP Morgan. That's a bullish engulfing candle right there. Having some problems with that 50-day. I don't think I would be interested in that one, to be honest with you. Okay, give me a couple seconds here. Okay, well, let's get to it. See what we have. A lot of stuff going on here today. Bitcoin, in case you're a Bitcoiner, look at that. We got right to the negative third ATR channel. This has had a big rally. Bitcoin got all the way down to 47,000, so it has rallied 3,000. So it's a good sign that it's holding that negative third ATR channel. But Bitcoin has had a big move down from the top. I mean, from top to bottom, it's lost 27.66%. So anyway, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. KMX does have a 520 crossover. It does backtest well. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly's okay. I mean, it held the 5, it held the 10 on the weekly. Not too bad. Not too bad. That's definitely a possibility. AMD, Ava pointed this out. We have a 520 crossover, and we do have a close over the 200-day moving average, although earnings are on the 26th, so that's on Monday. Okay, at least that's what mine said. I think Lilia said it was Tuesday, but this is on Monday. I think I'm just going to let that one go because of the earnings. I mean, you can buy stocks into earnings for sure. WSM, Lilia pointed this out. I like this sideways motion near the value zone, looking for a 520 crossover, 170.78, 170.72. So the crossover is there. I tried to backtest this. I was not able to backtest this. I don't know, Steve or Kamal, if it would be possible to backtest this to see whether or not WSM does backtest well with the 520 crossover. But I like the rejections of the negative 1 ATR channel and the 520 crossover. But if either you could check that, I would appreciate it. Zoom also has a 520 crossover, which looks good in the value zone. MACD's positive. Let's take a look back over on the weekly. We have that 50-day moving average as pretty significant resistance above us. But nonetheless, that does backtest well also. DT, as Steve mentioned, 520 crossover. Looks like we have a little resistance here at the 1 ATR channel. If we look over on the weekly, right up against the 1 ATR channel again. For that reason, I kind of like KMX better because of the location where it is in the value zone. GNRC has a 520 crossover, as Steve mentioned also. Let's look at the weekly. Above the 1 ATR channel, rejected the 5, rejected the 10, rejected the -1. We've come right into resistance here with this range. Not a lot of volume today. Let's check the volume on DT. Zoom. KMX, no volume. Yeah, this. It's hard when you have to look at this. So basically, I would probably just look, at Carmax rejected the 5 and the 10 on the weekly. That's positive. On the daily, we're right in the middle of the value zone. It looks like we triggered a fractal. We've gone under 50, over 50. Zoom. I'm a little concerned about this bar here, halfway. DT. I don't like just that we went down in the bounce. I'd rather have the sideways motion with that as well. And then GNRC, we're right back in value. Right off the bat, I think I like Carmax the best. I like WSM as well. Let me check to see if anybody... Let's see. George Gonzalez. Good to see you, George. Disney. Let's take a look at Disney. Yeah, I looked at this earlier. I don't see a clear signal here. Is it George or Jorge? I'm not sure, but I don't see a clear signal here. We had the big down bar. We rallied to halfway and failed. I just don't see anything here. Mr. Gonzalez. Jatton said, Bitcoin was a simple short setup. I mean, just look at the range of bearish candles in the volume. Classic signs of distribution. Yep. Greg, did RSI on Bitcoin go under 30, over 30 earlier? Let's take a look, Dan. Looks like it got to 32.97. Where I would like to buy Bitcoin would be right here. That's why I have this line here at 44,000. This would give us very close to an under 30 or a bounce at the 30 and a confluence of the 100-day moving average. So I do trade Bitcoin for someone, and I am looking at this level here as the level that I would be interested in Bitcoin. David says, hi, Greg and group. I have been out this week, but was able to make it a little late today. Good to see you, David. And yeah, at the end of the day, update me so I know if there's any new signals, because I have quite a few positions over here for you, but I'm not quite sure that you're still in them. I kind of doubt it. All right, so before I start taking a look at the new ones, let me take care of gold. I think gold looks like it's going to close under the 5 EMA. I guess I should wait a few more minutes to see. But I will be getting rid of that. And on the weekly, it looks like we are holding on silver, so that all looks good. Of course, I'm buying the overnight SPY trade. And I think Carmax is probably the best one for me today, all in all. Oh, and Verizon. I'm going to go ahead and just cover Verizon right now. That was a good little short in the midst of all this. So let me cover that and call it good. I mean, I did hit one profit target earlier, but look, it's a V1, rejected the 200-day moving average. So, you know, that's bullish. It may come back down, but, you know, it was a great 2-day short. I'm just going to go ahead and cover that. So once again, we have Carmax, which I like with the fractal. Zoom, pretty good. Pretty good. It does backtest well. DT, pretty good. I just don't like this down in V. Even though it's not a return to value sideways motion V1 type of trade, but still, I've just noticed that whenever you have strong down moves and bounces, more times than not, you do not have a V formation. You kind of get a down and up, maybe a pullback, and then a leg up. That's why I like to look for higher low V1s, V2s, and then GNRC. Yeah. All right, so I think I know what I'm looking at here. Gold is my main concern, close below the 5 EMA. I already covered the short on Verizon. Sorry, I'm having to clean out some of these trades for the other account that I manage. Those are all good. Okay, ding, 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 ding. All right. Kamal says WSM is positive 16%, 62% max drawdown, so not that great. Lilia pointed out last time this did work well, so that, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's a little high on the third ATR channel, though. That's the only thing, Lily. It's right there at the third ATR channel on the weekly. So seeing that makes me... But I like the sideways motion. I do. I wish we had a false breakout of the downside of V1 and a 520 crossover. Okay, so Steve's long GNRC. Okay, I will get that taken care of at the end of the day for sure. Is gold going to mess with me and close back above that 5 EMA? I'm not sure. I guess I'll just give it a few more minutes and see. Okay, I'm out of Verizon. I'll just take that off right now. KMX 129.79, 129.58, so it still does look, but I'm glad I've waited a little bit here, so far anyway. Steve says, I'm back at my max trading account position risk. Okay, good. So yeah, Steve has a maximum amount of his capital that he can put at risk, and that's one of his rules. And our rules are there to keep us safe, right? And remember, our first goal in trading, our priority in trading should be managing risk above all things first, rather than making money. So that is one of the rules that Steve has in place, where he's only going to put, it's called account heat. He has a certain amount of account heat. I think it's 60% for Steve. And that's fantastic, Steve. Congratulations on following your rules. So it looks like Apple's selling off here at the end of the day. Yeah, sure is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sell gold. It was a good little trade. Lost the 5 EMA, that's why I'm getting out. All right, gold's gone, and gold is also gone there. And let me make sure over on the weekly on AGQ that I'm still good. I am still good. All right, so I guess I'll be buying KMX here at just as long as we have the crossover. The crossover stays in place. Oh, Merck. Oh, yes, I have to sell half of Merck because it rejected the 5. Sorry, I forgot about that. A lot of positions going on here right now. All right. So I'm out of Merck. I took the higher low V2 in the value zone, went up nicely. Glad I hit that profit target there, but you see how we've rejected the 50-day moving average, or the 50-week moving average in this case. That's a warning sign. I'll keep the other half. We'll see what happens, but it's a precautionary measure. You can see here we got to the 50, rejected it. Here we got to the 50, rejected it. Here we got to the 50, rejected it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again, but it could. And so I'm just being a little proactive about this. So hope that makes sense. So I sold half of Merck. I got out of gold with the loss of the 5-day EMA. I'm going to buy SPY, and I'm going to buy KMX here as long as the crossover stays in place. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy KMX right now. All right, got filled there. And I think I'm good. Illumina was nice today. IBB, good, up. Goldman Sachs up nicely to profit target. CVS, did we get to 65 RSI? Yes, we did. So if I get a close below the 5 EMA on CVS, I will also lock in profits on this trade as well. So I'm out of gold. All right, well, we tightened up the positions a little bit, so that's good. Okay. Lova says, I've got too many positions. Resistance at the 50, a good reason to drop this one. The U, well, I don't like the bar that much. And it has rejected the 50. You took it with the 520 crossover. So for me, a 520 crossover rejection of the 50, that's not relevant. But look, I mean, we've tried up here. We tried up here again. Yeah, I don't see any issue at all, Leva, with selling that with the rejection of the 50 twice. And you have a bunch of other positions as well. Remember that, I mean, if you have a bunch of positions, three quarters of the time, they're all just going to move up and down together regardless. So, if you feel heavy on your positions, then yeah, this to me would be the one to sell. I don't like the bearish kangaroo tail. We rejected the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement. We rejected the 50-day moving average, and you need to lighten up on some of your position, it sounds like. So that seems like, a good decision to make. Jackson says, God bless you, sir. Thank you all. Thanks for all your contributions. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Jatin. That is kind of you, sir. I appreciate that. I hope you have a nice weekend as well, and God bless you as well. And Kamal says, no trades today. Good. I like it. I like it, Kamal. Kamal is waiting in the wings and stalking. He is stalking and waiting for a good trade. I can just feel it. Right, Kamal? Okay, market's closed. Good. Good. I'm glad. Actually, I'm glad. All right, let's see where we got filled today. So SPY, overnight SPY trade for the weekend, I got filled at 416.74. KMX, I got filled at 131.21. All right, so let's get this all updated here. SPYs came off their high a little bit. Rejected the third ATR channel, imagine that. 416.74. That's my new overnight SPY trade, or my new, to be more exact, over weekend trade. And then KMX, I got filled at 131.21. So I got filled a little higher than it was, but it looks like we had a little bit of a sell-off at the end. 131.21. All right, good enough. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could, go ahead, just put them in the live stream chat right now, and I will get to them shortly, and we'll get them all updated. Just wanted to remind everybody of three things. One, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I feel like I'm good at it. I teach a really good course. I know that. The course is 15 hours long. Like I said, it's one-on-one, just you and I. Via Skype, I teach you all 5 of my trading setups. I've been trading for 25 years. I've studied with some great traders and mentors like Steve Burns and Larry Williams and Dr. Alexander Elder and Kerry Lavorne, and they've all taught me some really good strategies, and that's what I teach in my course. 5 sessions. Each session I teach you one of my 5 strategies. And when you get done with the course, I guarantee you are going to be a better trader. You're going to have a lot of tools at your disposal to be able to trade whatever kind of market we have, whether we're going up or down or sideways or upside down. There's something there that you can use at that time. The price of the course is $1,750, but I really, honestly, truly, sincerely believe it is worth every single penny because of the one-on-one attention that you get, the questions you get answered immediately when you don't have them. I throw a lot of questions at you. I want to make sure you know how to trade each strategy as well as I do. And I put a lot of work into my courses. It's very important to me that my students succeed. So I do my very, very best to get you all coached up so that you can go ahead and start being a consistently profitable trader. So if you are interested, you can send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. If you do, I will reply and say, hey, how's it going? Thank you for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges and your goals. And then it's a great time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course. And then you can think about it after our call. And if you decide it's something you want to do, just get back with me and we'll get it set up and we'll get it scheduled and we'll get rolling. Secondly, I do have a new online course on udemy.com. The course is 9.5 hours, 26 videos, 15 study guides. And the name of the course is the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. You saw me use it earlier today on Apple on that intraday trade. It's a great course. It's very affordable. It's like $12 or $15 on Udemy right now. And for 12 or 15 bucks, you are getting a lot of good content and you get a step-by-step approach on how to trade the deep dip buy strategy. So the description for that, for the Udemy course, is in the description of this video. The link is, excuse me. And then lastly, hey, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. Okay, all right, so that's all we need for business. Now let's get back to other business. Let's get back to your business, GNRC. If you ever get a computer, don't get a silver one because my skylights above me, I can't tell what number's what. So I always put in wrong numbers. Luckily, it hasn't affected my trading, but you see me make mistakes all the time. I know how to type really well, but it helps to see as well. And if they were black with white numbers or something, I could see them clearly. All right, so Steve got in at 331.12. Okay, good luck with that, Steve. $5.20 crossover. David says, Greg, I am out of all my positions cash while on vacation. Well, that sounds like a good plan for sure. All right, good. I didn't think you would be holding on to these positions. I didn't think that for a minute. Let's see. So Spotify, hope you're having a good vacation. That sounds great. I'll tell you what, I need to go on vacation. I may be going on vacation, by the way. I may be going out of the country and I'm going to try to do the podcast, but it's going to depend on whether or not how good the internet is. I don't know if I can do the podcast based upon their internet. So I'll let you know. It might be in the next month or so. I'm going to be going to Honduras, but I will try to do the podcast if I can. If I can't, we'll just have to take a little vacation and we'll meet up when I get back, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, EXP, that's quad. I don't think quad's in that. There's no way. There's no way. Gary has no new trades. Have a great weekend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Gary. Kamal says, have a great weekend, Greg. Talk to you soon. Okay, buddy. I'll talk to you either Saturday night or Sunday night. Frank is in KMX at 131.12. All right, I'll just put the name up here like so. There you go, Frank. Good luck to you and I on that trade. Jonathan is GNRC. Sounds good, Jonathan. I'll put you up there, and looking forward to our lesson on Sunday, bud. Got you down there. Brian Schwartz says, hi, good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. How is life? Lova says, thank you for providing this daily meeting. Knowing that I'm going to post my thoughts to the group motivates me to try to find the best charts I can. I was not trading like this before coming here. Ah, Lova. Music to my ears, man. I appreciate that. And, you know, I've told you this almost every day, but I'm being completely sincere. Your chart analysis has improved so much. You're looking at multiple time frames. You're looking at confluence of signals. I don't know what you look like, but I can imagine you just sitting there looking, writing stuff down, and then excited to share it with the group. So I am proud of you. I really am proud of you. And that's what we should all do. Chart study, multiple time frames, looking for confluences of signals on multiple time frames as well. You know, it takes a lot to be a profitable trader. It's not easy. You have to find the small nuances in trading. And then on top of that, not only do you have to do that, but then you have to stick with your plan, which is not always easy either, right? So, all right. All right. So AGQ, I am holding an AGQ. What's up? It's good. Budweiser, great. CVS, if it closes below that 5 EMA, I am out of there because we got to a 65 RSI. Goldman Sachs, doing really well. 2 profit targets, keep that. IBB, almost got that profit target today. Not quite, but profitable on the trade. ILMN has been a great trade for us so far, 1.6%. Light on the weekly, positive, it's good. Merck, I sold half because of the rejection. This is a weekly trade. I sold half because of the rejection of the 50. I'm not going to sell the whole thing, but the rejection of the 50 did concern me, so I locked in half profits there. SPY, anyone's guess on the overnight SPY trade, but I'm glad I think I had 4 little losers in a row on the overnight SPY trade the last 4 days, so I was glad to get one in there. And then, of course, Carmax with the 520 crossover. Oh, that's not the wrong. Well, listen, since we have it here, let's choose wisely today with everything that we do. Trading, things in life, let's choose wisely, shall we? And then this is what I wanted to look for right here. My little saying that I like to talk about every day as we wind up the podcast. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. So very simple. Let's just do one random act of kindness daily. Can we do that? Go out and do it for a human. Go out and do it for an animal. It will make them feel good. It should make you feel good. It's a win-win all the way around. And hopefully one day when you need it, somebody will be there and give you one random act of kindness, and it will make you feel good, right? So let's just try to make that a goal every day. Do something nice for a human. Do something nice for an animal. And be good to yourself as well. All right, anything exciting going on after hours? CVS is up, Goldman Sachs is even, IBB is even, KMX is even, Q is down 26 cents, SPY is down 38 cents, VIX up 12 cents. Okay. All right, does anybody have anything else to add today? Any jokes, any observations, any predictions? Anybody have any predictions on Bitcoin? Well, we're back up to 51. That's good. So we went way down. There were not a lot of sellers. There were not enough sellers down here to keep it down. There were more buyers. That's why we may have a V1 to the upside, which would be good. I still think it's going to vacillate between the 50-day moving average and this 100-day moving average for a while. That's my guess. Okay, everybody. Well, listen, I appreciate you being here. I hope you had a good week. I hope you stayed safe. I hope you have a nice weekend. Go out and do something fun. Be good to yourself. Drive safe. All that kind of stuff. Maybe get some exercise. And I think that's it. So take care. Hopefully we'll see you Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.